Hello walkers, and welcome back to Helena, Montana. I did a walk earlier of the state capitol building, and now we are going to walk down towards not Last Chance Gulch, but a little bit further north of there. There's a carousel and some other public spaces in there. We are currently on 6th, I believe, Street. Sorry, I had to go back and look at the sign. It is mid-November, and about 40 degrees Fahrenheit, which I think is that 4 degrees Celsius? Let me check the Google machine. Yep, 4 degrees Celsius. Oh, it's up to 5, so it must be a little warmer Fahrenheit too. Gray and cloudy day. We've had a lot of snow and cold weather the last couple weeks. And so it's similar right now. Excuse me, I got a little frog in my throat, just ate. We are going to explore, because I'm not too familiar with Helena. I know the general layout, but I don't know a whole lot of the specifics. We are glad you're coming with me today, and I hope you are all doing well and hanging in there during these difficult times. What else? Oh, we got a Roku channel. Did I mention that? I have mentioned that a couple times in other videos. We're still kind of figuring out the details, debugging it sort of thing, but there are videos up there for you to watch if you like Roku. Also on Amazon Fire TV. Excuse me. And so, I'm going to cross over here this intersection, pardon me. Excuse me. I was going to say, this 6th Montana Avenue here. Excuse me. We're going to go over towards Carroll College. I don't think we're going to actually go into Carroll College, which is the local college here. However, we are going to go, I mentioned the carousel, there's a pedestrian area, sort of a Lewis and Clark, not memorial, but outdoor thing. We're going to go by the Cathedral of St. Helena, and hopefully we'll see some cool stuff along the way, some cool old Victorian houses, and I'm going to share a little bit of information with you, what little I know. So why don't we get started with that? Maybe we'll duck left here, get away from this traffic on 8th. Helena is often mispronounced Helena or Helena, which I just found out by reading the wiki that actually when they first founded it and decided on the name, there was some debate about how it should be named. Excuse me. It was named kind of after a Helena township back in Minnesota, but this was in the 1860s, right after the Civil War, and the folks who were Southern sympathizers or veterans got pretty upset about that and said it should be named Helena, like a town in Arkansas. And so they got what they wanted, I think, and then sort of both were used for 20 years, according to this article, until finally Helena sort of won out. Helena's roots are mining. In 1864-65, they found gold in Last Chance Gulch. In fact, the whole state had been kind of, not overrun, but certainly a popular destination for prospectors after gold finds in Idaho. And so much so that it led to the formation of the Montana Territory. And in any case, it was such a wealthy area that it had 50 millionaires by 1888. Now, a million ain't what it used to be. Back then, that was a huge amount of money. We're going to cut down Dakota Street here. A huge amount of money. And to have them all in a little town out in the middle of Montana territory was pretty impressive. Pardon me, my cough. I'll try to cut those out in the post-production if I remember. The cold wind sort of gives me the drippy nose. Anyway, more than you wanted to know. So I don't know exactly when it was named the capital, but it's known for its old Victorian houses, which I see one over to our right. I don't really want to backtrack, but we might have to. Hello, puppy. Because there was so much wealth and people were building fancy houses and hotels and the world's first indoor swimming pool, it was known for that. And as I discussed in my little walking tour of the Capitol building itself, they came to the Capitol and they built that in the 1890s. I'm trying to find the cathedral by sight. It's got a couple big spires, but I'm not seeing it, so I'm gonna have to bust out the old Google Maps. Here we're getting closer to some older buildings. I'm gonna fuss with my jacket a little bit in this wind, so pardon the zipper sounds. It is a somewhat blustery day, but not too cold, as I mentioned. The wind makes it colder, of course, feel colder. Helena is one of those places that I meant to come and do walks in all summer, but summer in Montana is very short, and so we tend to work really hard at filling the days with fun outdoor activities, projects, that sort of thing. And so I didn't get over here. That and just general pandemic stuff. But it's a beautiful city in the summer, as you can imagine from these trees. Lots of mountains and hills around here. Great trails. On Facebook, I've been seeing a lot of promo videos for Visit Helena, and they make it look really nice, which it is, of course. So once we get this whole COVID thing settled, I'll have to come back and do a proper summer walk. I don't really know what the cost of living is here, but I assume it's fairly high. For anywhere, really. We watched the TV show Fixer Upper. We started doing that. We're sort of running out of TV shows. And they're out of Waco, Texas, and they buy these massive, beautiful houses for less than $100,000, and we're just rolling our eyes. And I checked the real estate there, and the prices are still low. You know, you get a great house for $100,000 to $200,000, it seems like. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. And here, you're lucky to find a fixer-upper for less than $350,000. Everything goes under contract almost immediately. I don't know if that's interesting to you guys. I find it kind of interesting. Here's kind of a neat old house. Up here on the left. Those interesting roof lines. Burr. It's cold. This is one of those days I'd rather be inside eating hot soup, all in all, reading a book. But it's nice to get out too. It's like an old church, maybe. Those windows. House over there looks like it's just roof. That's all it is. It's crossover. Some kids out playing in the snow up here. I like to give them their privacy in general. Some nice houses over there, though. Another old house. Not really a millionaire's mansion, but kind of nice. I'm probably just in the wrong area. It pays your money, it takes your chances. Coming up on Raleigh. We're on 9th. I don't know if I mentioned that. Let's dog leg down again on Raleigh. You can hear maybe the snow crunching under my feet, which is good because that means I've gotten traction, but every once in a while it turns to polished ice and I gotta be a little careful. I've taken a couple falls doing these walks. No injuries or anything, but definitely awkward moments. A couple I've kept in the walks. One from Livingston 2 or 3 years ago. A couple I've taken out. One on Pine Creek where it was just a junk show, so I cut that little snippet out. Possibly because of language. Some neat old brick houses. This is 11th that we're walking on, or along, I guess. These houses that are a little run down remind me of, I lived in Virginia, outside of DC, in the 90s. Late 90s, early 2000s. And a lot of beautiful old houses that needed work. I think they've gone in and gentrified a lot of that now. These are really cute houses. 11th seems to be a bit of a sinuous thoroughfare. That's a cool old house with a sculpture in front. Down that way where you hear the equipment running is Kessler Park. Oops. I've located the cathedral by the steeples. I think that's it. We'll take a look. I'm just reading up some quick history here. The cathedral, which we'll see in a minute here, was started in 1908, had a fire in 1935, but I think it's been all fixed up. This is Rodney Street. We're going to make a left on Rodney and then cut over, I think. Maybe Rodney Street's where all the fancy houses are. Let me know your thoughts about Helena, your connections, your visits, your memories. Obviously, I've got a lot to learn. I welcome corrections and helpful information in the comments section. It's a great way for me to learn. Oh my gosh, you can see the snow being blown around by the wind up there. Well, I can. Hopefully you can too. If you Google Helena, Montana, or you search on YouTube, one of the videos you get is somebody flying a drone around the city, and particularly the cathedral here. It's a really pretty cool view of things. Coming up on Ewing Street. We're on 10th. Looks like there's some fancy houses down there, bigger houses anyway. We're going to sort of loop around this a little bit. And here's another pretty interesting building. This is the diocese, I guess. Very cool stone building. Beautiful stained glass, looks like. Diocese of Helena. Ooh, we're getting some nice light on the cathedral itself. Something about the wind blowing the steam away from the vents and blowing the crystallized snow around makes it seem really, really cold. But I'm not even wearing gloves. So it's really not too bad. Oh no, the Ewing is where the big fancy houses are. Love a good porch. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go up Ewing a little bit just to see a couple of these houses because I love them. And then we'll swing back and see the rest of the, what's it called? Cathedral. We'll go up here a block or so. I have to adjust this camera a little bit. There we go. Better field of view. It's a pretty old house. And with my apologies to the people that live in that house, it is neither old, Victorian, nor pretty. Sorry. One more block. I think the old governor's mansion up here. And another cool house. A couple cool houses. Oh, look at this. This looks fun. This is more of an apartment building over here. Old though. And then look at this place over here. The Sanders Bed and Breakfast. Come on. They just keep getting better and better up here. Sorry about the wind noise. I'm walking straight into it. Nothing to be done about that. Cool statue there. Beautiful home. The Carolina Bed and Breakfast. There are a lot of hotels here, being the seat of government. There's a lot of hotels and bed and breakfasts and restaurants and that sort of thing, if you're ever interested. Lots of places to stay, lots of places to eat. At least 2 breweries. The Big Dipper, which we won't be seeing today, unfortunately, but still kind of cool. I think this might be the old governor's mansion. Let me check the Google Maps. Yes, calling it. Pretty fancy. I don't know where the governor lives now. Maybe he lives in there. If you know where the governor of Montana lives, I don't need the address. Just curious if there's an official mansion. All right, back to the cathedral, which is another block down here. Oh, this is pretty cute. There's one of those little mini libraries, lending libraries, and they've made it it's like a little miniature version of the house itself. That's kind of fun. Look at that. Or maybe it's just a model and not a library. I thought it was, oh, it is. Cool. Get yourself a book. Take a book. Lend a book. Again, we are on Ewing. We're going to cross 8th here. We're going to go down here one more block, a little half block, I guess, short block, and see the cathedral. Sometimes these words elude me when I've got more than one thing trying to find space in my brain. Ooh, my Fitbit's telling me I just got my 10,000 steps. Whenever I go out and have these big walking days where I film, I really rack up the steps, as you can imagine. Other days, not so much. Pretty nice when the sun peeks through the clouds like that. This we're going to come up to the central school up here. There's a guy on a fat tire bike. I don't think it's an e-bike. I think he's full on muscle. I think we're gonna miss him. He's gonna hide behind this car. Hi there. Nope, not e-bike. Totally mechanical. Coming up these hills like that. If you watch this channel regularly, you will probably know that I'm a big fan of the e-bikes. It's a crosswalk. Another view in the sunlight. Beautiful cathedral. It's always one of the things I think about when I see a massive building like that. Sorry for this wind. With ornate craftsmanship. See the wind, snow blowing there? Obviously took years and years to build. That's the collective will of hundreds, if not thousands of people, not just the craftspeople, but the people who fund it and allow it. And there's an argument to make that that money could be better spent on social causes, social good, but it's kind of beautiful to see that collective action. People coming together to accomplish big goals. This is that's the Methodist Church here. And then down further is the art museum, which I don't remember the name of off the top of my head. Holter Museum of Art. So this is St. Paul's Church, Methodist Church. As we come down to Cruz Street, C-R-U-S-E. And then will be Holter Art Museum of Art, sorry. And then I think we're going to get down to, it's not really a pedestrian area, but it connects to pedestrian areas, which have a lot of, a lot of restaurants, a lot of shops and bars, that sort of thing. And we're going to make a right when we get down there. It looks like it's Last Chance Gulch Road, and it's divided one way. There are two one-way streets, obviously going in opposite directions. See the wind blowing the snow around down that street. If you want to see the stuff to the left, you can go find that other Helena, other Helena video, because we do walk down there. Oh my gosh, this snow is unreal. We're going to get into some imposed music down here, so I'll do the best I can with that. Try not to get run over here. Right next to Wells Fargo Bank there. This is the Gold Bar. And then over here is a really cool old building, the General Mercantile. It's a coffee and tea, gifts and cards, but that's in the base level, and then you can see the rest of it. Those windows, etc. I feel like this is really absorbing a lot of vertical motion. Solar, Montana. Solar's really doing pretty well here in Montana. A lot of people are putting on their homes. Fire Tower Coffee House. That looks pretty quaint. They actually just had a little bit of a kerfluffle because a court decided that the Public Service Commission was not being honest with the way it dealt with solar electricity providers, and was, I don't remember the exact details, but basically they were doing wrong. Doing bad things. This is Murray's Food Cafe. I'm gonna make a left here on whatever road this is. This is Placer, like a placer mine. I'm gonna make a left here. All right. Of course, I'm always trying to give people, other pedestrians, plenty of space when I can, crossing the street, letting them have their own, their own air. Oops. Perhaps this was a mistake. See the Wells Fargo building over there. Snow from the roof coming off. Clouds. Trying to shield the microphone a little bit with my hand. Oh, good. We're going to go over here. We're going to see, among other things, let me see if I can pull it up here. The Helena Civic Center. Now, I've driven past this a dozen times and thought, that's a very large mosque to be in Helena, Montana. Not that there aren't Muslims here, but it's as big as the cathedral, almost, to my memory. And turns out it is not a mosque. It is the Helena, Montana, the Helena Civic Center, which I had kind of pulled up here. I'm going to tell you about. You can see the minaret and a couple onion domes there in the distance. We're not actually going to walk up there. But it's the Algeria Shrine Temple. It's a Moorish revival building from 1919 for the Shriners, which is for those of you not in the U.S. or don't know who that is, it's like it's a civic group. I don't know a lot of the details, but I do know that they are known for having clowns in parades in little cars, and they do that. It's fun. But anyways, that's the story on that. So I think what we do is we make a right here on Neil. Oh, it's no wrong app. And then we make a left on Front Street. It's kind of a fun park here. This is Women's Park. Now, it is not that cold out here, but it is not shorts weather. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. Right. I think it's entirely possible that I made the wrong, nope, across here. Hopefully not getting run over. Certainly people aren't very pedestrian friendly there. Okay. That's okay. You know what, we are going to go back this way. I think. Are we? You know what? I don't think we are. See, this is part of the exploration process. Finding our way around. Trying not to get lost. Discovering new things about the city. Hopefully that's not too annoying for you guys. I know those of you on treadmills tend to like, many of you like staying sort of head on and not having the little looking off to the side, because it sort of throws you off a little bit. But in the end, I like it, and I try and make them slow. I don't want anybody to get hurt. But I like showing these little details and finding these little details and discussing them. So hopefully you'll stick with us anyway. And like that. It's kind of a cool modern building up here to the right. Not sure what the deal is with that. We're going to find out. Looks like a new building going up over there as well. I'm not sure what that's going to be either. Looks like Helena's doing quite well these days. Well, at least they were. Really know how much of the stuff is just on hold. It's almost like apartments. Big Sky Brokers in the bottom. Ooh, the Gulch Distillers over here. These look like condos as well. Be a pretty cool place to live. Gulch Distillers. It's a new thing here in Montana, are distilleries. Little micro distilleries. Certainly, we've had a lot of craft breweries in the state for a long time. We've got over 50, I am going to guess 80 breweries in the Montana, microbreweries. And winning a lot of awards and that sort of thing. pretty sure there should be a pedestrian area up here off to the left. Looks like maybe they've dug it up, doing some construction. So off here is the Montana State Fund. I believe that's basically the retirement for Montana's civil service, maybe? Well, let's be honest, I don't know what that is. But it's a cool building, and then beyond with the dome in the distance is a U.S. courthouse, the Paul G. Hartfield, I think, courthouse. We're gonna duck over here and find this elusive pedestrian area and see what there is to see there. I think there's a hotel down here that you can come stay down. Maybe that's at the other end. It would be a fun place in normal times to come hang out on the weekend. Oh, it smells good. I think it's Hokkaido ramen and izakaya. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. And then, of course, we've got the music being projected out into the public space, forcing me to just power through talking until we get past it. Done. This is Silver Star Steak Company. Huh. We're on Great Northern Boulevard here. And the gas terminal. Normally this would be fairly populated, even in this kind of weather. But I think most people are staying home. Great Northern Hotel. There is a Great Northern no, it's just the Northern. Sorry. Just making stuff up now. There's a Northern Hotel in Billings, which is not affiliated, I'm guessing. Now, I don't know if these up here are condos or offices. All right, coming up here is one of the reasons this place tends to be fairly busy in normal times, of course. And that is the Great Northern Carousel, which is this fun little carousel, indoors, of course. You buy your tickets, you ride your ride. They have a little thing where you try and get the ring on the hook. And it's awesome for little kids. They love it. We used to bring our kids here a lot. However, it is, of course, closed because of the situation. But there's also this cool little amphitheater, and then a little walk that we're going to do, and a museum, which I don't know if, I think that might be closed too. I don't know. We'll have to look that one up. The Exploration Works? Exploration something. Maybe Google will have it. Exploration Works. Super fun museum in there. And now we're on a bike path, which will lead under and go to Carroll College across the way. We are not going to go there. To our left is the Brew House Pub and Grill. It's a fun little place to go eat if you have it. We're going to loop back here through the Exploration Arches and just loop around this Lewis and Clark walk, which is kind of fun. In the summer, it's great here. I think they have water installations. They've got sort of this outdoor sound garden where you can go, the kids can go pound on xylophones and bells and that sort of thing. Running water. these sort of educational bits about the ecosystem, and I think Lewis and Clark, but I could be wrong about that. Anyway, hopefully next summer the situation will be fairly sorted out and it will be busy and happy once again. I want to thank you guys for joining me as we wrap this up here. I know your time is precious. I hope you enjoyed this walk through Helena, Montana, not Helena. And leave us a comment about your thoughts on the walks, your thoughts on the Roku channel, your thoughts on Helena, memories, connections, personal stories. Love to hear them all. Hit that like button, that thumbs up thing, if you liked it, and subscribe and hit that bell to get notified of new videos. We will see you again soon. I'm not sure exactly where that's going to be from yet, but we will be walking again, and I hope you will join us. Until that time, keep on stepping. I got it right that time.